What's going on, people? So the worst thing that you could say to me as a former Christian who served faithfully for almost 15 years in the so-called ministry, considering nothing that I possessed was my own, and did the true work of the cross, so to speak, or the true work of the gospel. The worst thing that you could say to me is that I was never a Christian because I got out of that delusion. I've been married to my wife almost 23 years, been together about 30. If we divorced today, how foolish would it be of anyone to assume that we didn't love each other? No, we just got to a place in life where we could not reconcile, so we had to move on. I am not a Christian anymore because I decided to look very closely at what it was that I believed, because after 15 years, I became weary with the same messages, the same promises, and reading and studying, but not seeing these, the manifestation of God's power, so to speak, in the real world. No dead people were raising, blind people were not receiving their sight, devils were not being cast out, never saw a devil, and I got tired. And so I began to do research. I developed the guts to think critically, look at the book that I held so dear to me, and here's my conclusion, conclusively. I would never serve the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is a bloodthirsty tyrant, immoral, and there is no justifying his acts. So you serve that character. I'm convinced now that religion is the result of men. It bears the marks and the fingerprints, handprints, footprints of men. There's no doubt. I no longer live in fear. I understand the lie of the so-called good news is not a message of good news. The gospel means this. No, it's not just John 3:16, but it's also those who do not believe are damned already. There is a place that your loving so-called God has prepared for his children to burn for an eternity, wailing and gnashing of teeth because you didn't believe, because you were a critical thinker. And you didn't believe that men can be raised from the dead, and snakes can talk, and men can be thrown in a fiery furnace and not singed, not burned. That's ridiculous. So keep your fables and fairy tales. I choose to hold fast to this observable world that I'm looking at right now, taking into account the reality of what it is that exists in this world, in our universe, that we know, we can prove, we can touch, we can feel, we know. So there's no need for faith. Faith is required when you don't know. So keep your Bible, keep your Jesus far away from me. Thank you.